Hey, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. Well, wedding season is coming up, so I thought I would put together one last wedding journal. I'm almost out of wedding ephemera because I only use authentic antique and vintage ephemera. It takes a while to collect wedding related things, but I've been scouring my collection. So, as I've done with my other wedding journals, I've made this pretty little wedding dress here, and it's sitting on its little hanger out of laces, and this is vintage crochet, probably from about the 50s. Little boaties there. And I've used 4 different kinds of crochet, five or six different kinds of crochet actually here, and a little ribbon tie. And I just think it is so sweet and pretty, and I think you'll love the inside. So if you know of a bride coming up, or you are a bride, or you just want to have this as a memory of your own special day, take a look. You might really love this one. From a vintage dictionary, I pulled the marriage part here and put it in this little frame. And got some tea-dyed paper there. That's not authentic antique ephemera, but I did tea-dye that. And this here is from the early 1900s, and it is the bridal chorus, and it's quite delicate and brittle, so I did have to reinforce it, but it's very special. It's not easy to find bridal music. So there is this pretty little, I have 2 of these children's books, so I've used this before, but it's 2 little mice getting married there. That's sweet. Oh, I love it. And then in this little pocket here, I chose this 1930s Monopoly card because it's got this couple hugging. And then this is from the late 1950s, 2 bridesmaids, and it's actually color, so that would have been a big deal. And then here we have the flip side of this one here, which is the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn. Isn't that sweet? And then I pulled this out of an antique book. The title of the page was Engaged to be Married. I just love the font too, very fancy there. And then here is from 1899, just this lovely little couple taking a walk in the forest. And I just think that's wonderful. Caught in the Glen Ramble. I just love it. Very, very special. It's my last romantic stereoscope. And this is pretty cool. This is from the 1970s. It's a comic book clipping. There's another one in here. I put some paper on the back so you could journal on it. I just thought it was hysterical, to be honest with you. And if it's not your cup of tea, just don't put it in your journal. And then this here is from 1915 from the Girls' Own Annual, and it's just this lovely romantic sketch. I just absolutely love it. Isn't that pretty? It reminds me of The Notebook. Just gorgeous. All right. Very, very special piece there. So those go in that little pocket there. This is from 1943. This is an actual marriage book that would have been given to the bride and groom at their ceremony. And then in here, well, first of all, let me take this off and show you here that this is Oliver and Arvilla. They got married in the 2nd day of September, 1943. So this is their marriage certificate here. And then what I did is I got this letter here from 1907, and this is from Wallace in Maine, sent to Miss Maud Wilson in New Brunswick. And he is suiting her, and he quite loves her. And this is the letter here, and I did not attach it, so I put it under string so that you could take it out. And it's his letter to her from 1907, and it's really sweet. And I think you'll get a kick out of that. I have a hard time parting with these because I've become quite attached to Maud and Wallace, and I actually have looked to see if these 2 got married. I can't find anything on them. This is part of that marriage certificate. There's the copyright 1935 there. This is from a poem called from Fields and Fancy, I think. My true love hath my heart. And I just thought it was a lovely poem. And then here is There Won't Be a Shortage of Love, also from the early 1900s. I just love these music pieces. And this is from a 1937 The Book House, and it's got this lovely little print here of the boy kissing the girl's hand. And then this came out of a late 1800s book, and this is on weddings. Isn't that great? Put some antique paper on the back for journaling. And then over here, look at this. This little boy giving the girl a Valentine, and then up here a girl looking up into the sky. And here is Ulysses, sorry. And just beautiful. They're in love. Is Ulysses the goddess of love? I forget, I don't know Greek mythology. And just put some little bits of lace and crochet up there. And then we've got these from 1937, I believe. I'll find out in a second. We've got this beautiful bride and groom dancing down here, and I've got these wonderful images up here that are really quite sweet. Roses, of course, for a wedding. And then this came from another antique book. Up here it says Getting Married. Isn't that pretty? Some more vintage crochet here. And then this book page. These are all different books, by the way, made into a couple. So when I'm ripping books apart and I see something that looks like it might be good for wedding, it goes into the wedding folder. This is the best piece of the book. Look at this from 1894. This is Demarest's Family Magazine, and look at these beautiful dresses. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. So obviously these are wedding dresses up here. She's got her princess crown, and then a letter from her as the Spanish queen there. And then down here is that, I believe is that Tom? Yeah, Tom Thumb getting married. Isn't that sweet? That's also from the treasure chest from my book house series. And this here I put in here because it's my vintage Birds, Eggs, and Their Nests book. And it's because it's a bird couple, male and female signs there. So I just thought that was fun to have in there. And more flowers, botanical vintage botanicals book. More, that one's a pink rose. And then just these wonderful little images here that reminded me of weddings. Another bridegroom dancing here. That's from a Strauss music sheet. Yep, that's 1937. And this is the something blue. Somebody mentioned in my last video that I should add something blue, so I was able to pull that antique crochet piece there for that. And this is a vintage recipe book page. Wedding cake. Gotta have it, right? Gotta have it. And this is from a very, very old book from the early 1900s, A Song of Love. It's a lovely poem as well. And then this is not vintage or antique, but I liked it because it was infused with flowers. So I thought it was appropriate for a wedding book. And this is incredibly special. This is a photograph that was in a, you can see it was in a photo album, and it's a bride and a groom. And we are thinking that this is early 1900s, very early 1900s. Isn't that beautiful? Brides really haven't changed that much, have they? The veil and the long dress and the flowers. And then this is a plate here, also from the early 1900s. And look at this. Honeymoon capital of the world, Niagara Falls. And it is a stunning plate. Really, really beautiful. Very different now, but still very beautiful on the other side as well. And this is Mother and Joan in dresses worn to Florence Wilson's wedding, June 1936. Great. And this is another one of those comic bits I got from the 70s. It says Just Married there. And they're in the room. It says, "Oh, Zip, I'm so happy." And I howled when I saw that. Here we go here. This is a family, a husband and wife baptizing their child. And I thought that was great for a wedding. And then we've got Orpheus and Eurydice here. This gorgeous, look at this beautiful couple here. That's just stunning. And 2 blank pages for you to write your own memories on or add your own photos to. Here is a photograph from Buffalo, and that is from the early 1950s. Isn't that terrific? I just love it. Like, it's tucked right into this vintage piece. And in here, some lace. Oh, the top of this page is called The Coming of the Bride. Oh, perfect. It's amazing how many books talk about getting married. This one here, another one, Engaged to be Married. Added some paper on the back, and there's a little pocket here for you to tuck your own memories into as well. And I made that, whoopsie, that pocket there. Just these angels just look too sweet. And just another couple here, which I thought was kind of fun as well, from Huckleberry Finn. And then in here, I've got another one of these wonderful wedding photos. The bridesmaids and the bride. Can you believe that? 70 years old. And then this was an advertisement in that same comic book for rings. And I thought that was great for a wedding photo, a wedding album. And then also here is one of my vintage hankies. And it's brand new, but very old, if you know what I mean. So it was never purchased. And it is stunning, and it's white. So if you do know a bride, this might be a lovely thing to give to her. You know, a 70-year-old hanky. That could be her something borrowed. And then this lovely picture here, and he is asking, giving up his hand in marriage. And then the You and I waltz. Isn't that great? Also very old. So it's a little brittle, but I hope it survives forever. And then I've got this lovely couple here flying on a ram, a flying ram. That one I haven't heard of, but it's pretty cool. And that brings us to the end. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. It's very special. And if you want to purchase it, go to hyperstamper.etsy.com. Thanks.